Whoa, it's the illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. So I'm all into this wood art I'm doing, right? And I thought I would share with you a little bit because it is a little bit of a process that goes on to make them. I don't just slap them together. So what basically, so I got to make these frames for them, and these are pretty big. I think these are 3x2. What is that? So 38 inches by 27 inches, right? And I got two of them because this all came from one piece of wood. These two frames came from one piece of wood. So I made two of them together. So they're sort of matching. One's a little bit thicker than the other one. I don't really get too tripped out on stuff like that. So what I do is I kind of just start laying out pieces. So as you can see, this one's pretty much, that stuff's all glued down in there, right? So I'm kind of going for a geometric thing, but I sort of got to take my time, right? So each piece I glue up to get like set in its position, right? And so I use these are like strips of wood. I don't know if you can see them. Like the whole goal is to kind of keep the grains sort of going. I'm not here. Let me just. So the goal is to keep the grains. See how the grains match up here? So this stuff's all glued down. So I laid in this piece first, got it all dialed in on its right angles, and then I sort of matched this one. And in order to get this to set right, I kind of had to make some measurement blocks to lock it all in. And these are all at 45 degrees, though this one particular frame is out because I'm dealing with old wood, so it's hard to get it super. It's all about sort of getting the corners well, which means that the wood has been sitting out for like 30 years. So you got to work with its character, man, to get the corners to all match up. So then in here, so what I'm saying is this end is about 1/4 inch wider than the other thing. What? I'm busy, dude. What are you doing? What do you have your hands full with? Oh, you're bringing me. Oh, thank you. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah. Look at that, dude. We got delivery. And so I laid this piece in first, and then this piece, again, it's all, but this one isn't set in yet, right? Because I don't know what I'm doing with this end yet. And then I'm laying in this piece on a continual bead, and I like to offset it with the unweathered inside. And I don't mind if it's been sun bleached. That's just the nature of it. So again, I like the character. I try to incorporate these knots in the thing, which makes a little bit of work to get them all to fit, because that's where it naturally bows out. So this one's sort of getting a vibe like that. I don't really know what I'm doing over here yet. So each one of these pieces I got to lay up. They aren't straight. They warp and stuff. So I have to put weights on them. So I use this 10-pounder, and then this thing's got 20 pounds worth of stuff. I use a kettlebell. I got to use clamps. And so you can see this. So I'm running various things. So I got to kind of keep track of what I'm doing and stay in tune with the vibe, you know what I mean? So I just glued this piece down, and this piece and that piece, and I'm sort of figuring out what I'm doing in here, right? And it's all about not painting yourself into a corner, really, because I'm essentially painting with pieces of wood, which is super cool, because this is basically my Sharpie art manifested into wood art, and then this is my actual Sharpie art in stained glass. So I got the stained glass going on over here. I got this piece going on. I'm sort of stuck right here and right here, but the smaller ones are a lot trickier than the bigger ones. Not as they just, everything condenses. So I'm got this going on, and then I got this. So I kind of switch from one to the other while these dry. These need to sit for at least a couple hours to dry up before you start moving them around. And like you can see, I got this piece running all the way through. I got these corners going on in there. Like, I'm sort of stoked that reveal came out evenly. I didn't even look at that, but look, I got that nice little knot in there. Look at that wood right there. So I try to let the wood communicate, like this is going to continue on through, right? But then I got this. I want to save this knot. So I'm probably going to run this piece into here, and then this is going to capture through there somewhere in its thing. And then I got to sort of remember, if I'm running stuff through the table saw, to kind of do it at once so I don't lose the width. So I got to run this through really quick. So it is a game of maneuvering through the wood and letting the wood sort of do the communicating. And I'm not incorporating, like, this is a piece of walnut. Like, I'm not incorporating anything like that in there. I'm strictly using the wood from our fence posts out here. And maybe I'll just go out there with you real quick to show you where that's coming from. So this is the wood I'm using. I come out here to my fence, and I look for pieces that have character that I want to take. And so you can see, and then I replace them with new wood, but that's Doug fir, and I believe this is white pine. I'm not sure. So this is, it's been up here about a year, so this won't be usable for another 15 years. Yeah, but you can see, so this stuff's been sitting out here for probably bare minimum 20 years, been sitting out, and you can look at the character of the wood. I mean, that's what it's all about. You can't buy this. And the ranch here came with an abundance of, like, that's all wood for me to pick from. And I don't even go to that. I haven't even gone to scout that side of the fence for pieces yet, because I don't need to. I'm just working this one fence line, and it's sort of you got to kind of look for a straight piece, because you got to run it through. See how this one's got a lot, like, this one's pretty tricky to work with right there, because this edge here is totally, like, not, it's a lot. That one's like, I probably won't use. I'll use it for something else. But so it's you kind of come out here, but I mean, look at that fantastic knot right there with this, like, bulge. Like, this one would make a rad frame, and try to keep that in there. But I mean, you can see the weathering of the lines. I mean, the grooves in here are fantastic. I mean, look at those grooves, dude. And that's sort of what it's all about, is this wood is completely weathered. And I mean, look at how different it is. This is like a new piece of wood that's been up here. It's totally, like, without character. But look at that. Look at all that character. And look at the old saw marks from the milling of it, like the blade marks. I mean, this lumber here was probably milled out here in our mountains somewhere back in the day. So, yeah, and so I'm kind of stepping into this taking what I've been doing. I've been making the Sharpie art now for, 13 years. 13 years I've been Sharpie pens on cardboard, and I'm sort of gone into it in a sort of renaissance, because the wood I would just make frames out of, right? I would just make frames and frame up my art, or make frames for people, or put mirrors in them and sell them. And it was sort of an accident how I discovered I could use the wood that I saw up into strips as paint, essentially, as my Sharpie pens. And it all sort of started with the door here. For a little refresher, let's see. This was the first thing I ever made using this as a technique, was this door. So I came right out of the gates pretty hard, but this door's it's its own trip, man. Well, look, I even used this old wood for the trimming out for the base and case in this little room back here. So I'll give you the members a tour of what's going on over here in the bunkhouse. It's pretty epic, actually, dude. I'm kind of stoked on what I've been doing over there, but gotta keep that on the DL. But back to the art thing. So and then this is all the stuff from the frames. I keep all of it. Like, that's my one, as a tree hugger, as a hippie and a tree hugger, I hang on to all the scraps, and I just use them. I mean, look at this. Look at the wave in that wood right there. Look at that. That's gonna be like a, I kind of, my next thing, once I sort of get this dialed, is to start kind of trying to do landscapes, my abstract landscapes with it. But I'm not quite there. I'm sort of just staying with the 45 degrees. I did 23 and a half on one of my other pieces, but you paint yourself into a corner a lot. So I'm just sticking strictly with 45s right now, just to dial it in, man, just because the gig is to try to get it to fit snugly. Again, the wood's going to expand and contract depending upon where it goes, but I hope it doesn't end up somewhere too humid. I don't know what would happen if one of these pieces of art ended up in Florida, man. It might just explode. I don't know. Like, subscribe, links down below, man, and become a member of the channel, dude. We'll be doing more of these.